going on, guys? So I'm making this video today about a couple things. I've got 4 rods here sitting in front of the camera. I'm going to go over what these are about here in a moment. I also have a package that I received from a fellow YouTube friend of mine. His name is MadMat32192. I'm sure many of you know who he is. If you don't, please go subscribe to his channel. Anyway, about these 4 rods, I'm trying to sell these 4 rods. Now I'm going to answer a couple questions first off about that I know that many of you are going to have. Am I selling off my PAL rods? No, I'm not selling off my PAL rods. I'm just selling these 4. Am I moving away from PAL? No, I'm not moving away from PAL either. I really love my PAL rods, and I really love the product that they put out there as far as my PAL Endurance rods. These 4 rods, though, are rods that I don't use a lot, and they pretty much just end up sitting in my closet most of the time. Some of them you've seen in some of my videos, so I'll go and show them to you right now. But if you're interested in buying 1, 2, 3, or all of these rods, just leave a comment down below. I'm not going to go over pricing or anything like that. That's something that we can figure out once we start corresponding. But if you're interested in the rods, leave a comment below, and then we'll figure out shipping details and pricing and stuff like that later on. So the first rod that I'm going to show you here is a PAL 722 CX Fast. This is a 7-foot 2-inch medium power extra fast action rod. The reason why I'm selling this rod is it's kind of a in-between rod for me. I have a PAL 6103 spinning rod, and then I also have a PAL 723 casting rod. And this rod, power and action-wise, kind of sits right in between those 2 rods. So I find myself actually never really using this rod at all. I've only used it a few times. I really liked it, and I still like it. But when I bought my 6103 spinning rod, this rod kind of just took a back seat, because this rod and the 6103 and the 723 are very similar in the fact that I would use this rod for throwing like shaky-headed worms and Texas rig worms and stuff like that. Got a really fast taper on it, so it'll set the hook very, very well. So if you're interested in this rod, let me know. The next rod I want to show you is the 755 CB Glass Comp. This is a 7-foot 5-inch medium heavy power rod, moderate fast action. It's a glass composite rod. So it's very soft, has a very soft action, great crankbait rod. The reason why I bought this rod was for deep diving crankbaits. I don't fish a ton of deep diving crankbaits as it is, and so with the fact that I normally use shallow diving crankbaits, I normally use my 705 CB glass composite rod. And I can throw deep diving crankbaits on my 705 glass composite rod. So I find myself not using this rod that often because of the fact that I do fish in a kayak, and my 705 is a lot more versatile for the type of fishing that I do than the 755. But it's still a very versatile rod for somebody else that's probably going to throw more deep diving crankbaits more often than I throw them. Some people would also probably throw maybe like a topwater spook or something like that. But this rod will definitely handle many crankbait options. But I would say if you're a deep cranking fisherman, something like a Norman DD22 or something like that, this would be a very nice rod for you. The only PAL Max rod that I actually have to sell is this 704 CB Mod Fast. It's a 7-foot 0-inch moderate fast action rod. It doesn't have a power rating on it. It just has it does have a power rating in the fact that it's a 4-power rod, but it doesn't tell you whether or not it's a medium or medium heavy. But this is a medium, but it's a strong medium. And I bought this rod before I bought my 724 CB Glass Comp and my 705 CB Glass Comp. And this rod pretty much sits right in the middle. So if you're, and it's a graphite rod as well, and it has a very slow taper on it, very parabolic action. If you're the kind of person that wants to have just one primary cranking rod, this would be a really good rod for you because of the fact that it's a strong 4-power and it is a 4 power because it says it right there, obviously, but it's a strong 4 power for it being what I would call a medium. But if it was a 5 power, it'd be kind of a weaker 5 power. It kind of sits right in between a 4 and a 5, in my opinion. So if you want just one primary cranking rod, this is a really nice rod for that. The other thing that I like about it is it has a short handle, a short butt section to it. So when you hold it, the butt section of the rod doesn't go up into the crease of your elbow there. So. And last but not least, certainly not least, is a rod that I'm kind of sad that I'm deciding to part with, is my 764 M Fast. It's a 7'6" medium fast action rod. This is a very nice and effective rod for throwing jigs. If you're a jig fisherman, you like pitching jigs, you like throwing football head jigs. I bought it for football head jigs because I like that extra length for setting the hook. This would be a really effective rod for you. The reason why I don't use it as much as I could is because, or as much as I should, is because I find myself using the 714 jig rod that I have more often than this one. It's 5 inches shorter, but I feel like the 714 for the type of fishing that I do is a little bit more versatile because of the length. Again, it's kind of the same issue that I ran into with the 755. The 764 is just the length of it just makes it a little bit more specific for what I would throw on it. But if you're a jig fisherman, you would really like that rod. So if you're interested in any of these rods, by the way, you can also see that they have the genuine Rod Glove rod covers on them. These are the genuine ones, not the ones that you buy from eBay that are kind of cheap. If you buy these rods, they're going to come with them. So I don't have a use for them, so I'm just throwing them in there. So if you're interested in these rods, leave a comment down below, and we'll figure out costs and shipping details later on. The other thing that I wanted to show you is a package that I got from my YouTube friend. He sent me a couple things. I thought it was pretty nice of him to send me some of this stuff. So this is just some stuff that he thought that I would like, and some stuff that I probably wouldn't have normally bought on my own. The first thing I want to show you that he sent me are these Biospawn Vial Craws. Kind of an interesting bait. They've gained a lot of momentum here in the last year or two with their popularity. I think Gene Jensen, the Fluke Master, had a lot to do with that. But they're a nice bait, and I will certainly throw them now that I have some. I'm kind of a creature of habit, so when I find something that I like, I normally stick with it. But this is really nice, and now that it's sitting in front of me, I'll definitely give it a shot and see what's out there. This is a Vial Craw candy grass color. It's basically just a watermelon candy. Nice looking bait though. He also sent me some of these Reaction Strike Revolution Rats. It's just like a topwater frog style lure. Nice looking though. Very soft. The tail is kind of like it's very soft, but it has a lot of elastic in it, so I don't think it would tear as easily as a soft plastic lure would, but it feels like a soft plastic worm. Very nice looking lure. He also sent me some of these Biwa Armored Craw in a 3-inch. These things are really small, and I can tell you that I wouldn't normally have bought these for myself, but it's kind of hard not to think that a spotted bass wouldn't just destroy that lure right there. It's not even really as big as my pinky. I mean, very small. But I bet on a small Texas rig with like a number 1 or even a 1/0 size hook, I bet that they would come up and get that. Split shot rig or something like that. He sent me some of these Grande Bass worms, basically like a trick worm. And let's see what else. Matt's been fishing with the PTL stuff for a few years, so I think he felt it necessary to send me some PTL stuff. That way you guys can probably see it on my channel if I end up getting anything on it. He also rigged one of them up with this willow leaf spinnerbait blade. I'm gathering that he wants me to try it like this. So I'm gonna give it a shot. Matt does a lot of different things on his fishing content where he's using a lot of different things where you wouldn't normally call it traditional. I certainly wouldn't call this traditional, but it seems like it would work. Matt catches a lot of fish, so I'm certainly going to give it a shot. That's the Conviction Craw, I believe, by Power Team Lures. He also sent some extra willow leaf blades that have I think they have a screw lock on them too. And last but certainly not least, he sent me 2 of these Lunker Hunt popping frogs. Now Lunker Hunt, they have a few frogs in their frogging lineup, but they were really missing a popping frog. They have that Lunker frog, which is the 55 size frog that they have, same size as this one. And then they came out with the Pocket frog, which is like a 45 size. And then they came out with that Combat frog, which is like a 65 or a 70 size. And now they have this 55 size popping frog. So that pretty much kind of completes that frog lineup. So the only thing they're really missing is like one of these mouse or field mouse or rat style lures for a hollow body. But these are nice looking lures. Very interested. I'll review these. I think that's why he sent me 2. That way I can review them for you guys. So I thought that was really nice of him to do that. I'll also review that Revolution Rat. Normally when I do lure reviews, I try to buy 2. That way I can review them effectively, show you a couple different colors, and so on and so forth. There's several reasons why I buy 2, but that's pretty cool of Matt for doing that, and I just wanted to say thank you, Matt, for doing that. I thought that was really nice of you. So if you're interested in buying the rods, leave a comment down below and we'll figure out the details later on. I'll let you know prices and stuff like that, and we'll figure out shipping and all that stuff. Thank you very much, MadMatt32192. If you guys haven't subscribed to his channel, please go subscribe to him. He's a really good guy. Fishes over there in Illinois. As soon as the ice melts, he's out there tearing it up, and he catches a lot of fish. So anything else I'm missing? I don't think there's anything else I'm missing. Let me know if you guys like the footage. I'm doing some different stuff, and I'm hoping that it's a little bit better. All right, guys. If you guys like the video, give me a thumbs up, and I'll talk to you soon.